Hey, this is Noah. Let's get into some of the nitty-gritty with some of the Sega games that have been shown off over the course of Summer Games Fest. Maybe this is premature to do this because it's not technically over yet. Whatever. Some of the first gameplay footage of Like a Dragon Gaiden's been shown off, looking crisp. A little bit concerned about its DLC, because from the promotional material it appears that the DLC are just like extra boss fights that you can do in the game, where you fight Majima, Saejima, and Daigo. That's weird, but okay. And the game won't have a physical release. Also weird. Surprisingly, Like a Dragon 8 was given a new teaser in the Microsoft Xbox showcase. So that would have me think that we will learn more about these games at the RGG Summit, but it also has me, in a weird way, optimistic that there might be something else there besides those, since a lot was already shown at these. I'm imagining the RGG Summit is primarily going to be about the Like a Dragon Gaiden game, but I'm staying optimistic that they might show something new. Persona 3 and Persona 5 Tactica got the actual release trailer and promotional material, but one of the things that was going around is that Persona 3 Reload will not have the additional content from the successive versions of the game. It is just a remake of the original version of Persona 3. And that has people mad. And frankly, I'm inclined to agree. Admittedly, I wonder if my perspective is only being skewed by the fact that people I know were hoping and expecting that. But I'm also staying bittersweet optimistic that they will release DLC updates, putting in the other content from the other versions of the game. Or they will do something like they usually do with Persona 4 Golden and 5 Royal, where they will make another version of Persona 3 Reload with the old content, literally mirroring what they did with Persona 3. Be egregious. Stupid. But I could see them doing that, for better or worse. If it's the latter, I'd feel a little bit burned, because if I ended up buying Persona 3 Reload, played it to completion, spent a lot of time with it, and then find out that there's a new version, I'd be a little bit upset. I get, in some cases, why Atlas, when they do these re-releases, that it's not just like an update for the game in some ways, because they can be pretty radical content overhauls by injecting new stuff throughout the whole game. It's a transformed experience. But it would be nice that if they're going to continue doing that model, find a way to be able to let the people who already invested the money not have to buy in completely, either by letting people keep their saves and or having a reduced price tag for people who already bought it, treat it like DLC. Anyway, the cast was announced, and I'm happy that Allegra Clark is voicing one of the characters. She voices Shamir in Fire Emblem Three Houses, and that's my favorite character. But I'm also happy to see the voice actor for Luke from Street Fighter 6 is voicing the main character. So immediately I started seeing people making memes about, hey, it's me, Makoto, from Streets. Some people are mad about the people that they picked. I'm indifferent. I don't really care. Sonic Superstars was getting... People were actually playing the game at in-person events, which, very good on Sega for doing that, because with something like this, being able to play hands-on is going to do a lot for the marketing for it, and I'm already sold, because many of the people that show up in my feed on Twitter, who are big Sonic people, they're commenting about how the game feels great, that the physics, they've nailed it. So, with that in mind, I'm sold. Because if it looks and feels like a true continuation of the old gameplay style, I'm there day one. And I could already sort of tell that from the trailer, but hearing the extra confirmation from people who are playing it on hands, very good. What was interesting is I saw some articles that were highlighting interviews that I guess Christian Whitehead was originally he was originally part of the team trying to make another 2D game. After the success of Sonic Mania, they had discussions about doing another one, but I guess they fell out. They were not specific as to why. My personal suspicion is that, as I recall, I believe Christian Whitehead is working on a game of his own. Maybe he was just uninterested in doing another Sonic game. I'd frankly find surprising, considering how much time he spent with Sonic. But anyway, the team they actually went with is the development studio Arzest. And Arzest may sound familiar for some people. The important thing is that Arzest is developing this game. In essence, they kind of got the old band back together to make the game. Except Yuji Naka, who is in prison. And I'm thinking to myself that, like, Yuji Naka's gotta be seething in his cell. It's like comedy gold. A lot of people are thinking that because of the title screen, that there's probably a fifth character in the game. Somebody highlighted that on the title screen. You see those stars around the logo, that they're all colored after the main four characters, but that there's two black ones in the empty space. So there's this thought that maybe there's 2 additional characters in the game that will be playable. The lines of thought being either A, one of the characters could be this new antagonist, Scrunkly Bunkly, maybe Fang, though wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, though I would be interested in playing that, trust me. I think that would be the first time that Fang is playable in a 2D side-scrolling Sonic game, not counting, of course, the only other one, Sonic the Fighters. I posit the possibility of Mighty and Ray bring them back since they were a cool addition to Sonic Mania. Alternatively, go with Fang. You know, since Sonic Mania had the opportunity to highlight 2 underappreciated Sonic characters, why not keep the trend going? Put 2 more in who are underappreciated, underrepresented Sonic characters. I think I'd like to see Vector, classic style of Vector. In Knuckles Chaotix, he had the ability to do an 8-way air dash, very Marvel vs. Capcom style. He essentially had a second jump that he could angle in any of the 8 directions that you could do on the D-pad. I'd love to see that. What do you guys think about all the Sega stuff? Let me know in the comments below. This is Noah, Persona 3 Reload. Oh, dude! I totally forgot about the other Atlas game that they announced as a surprise. I don't know much about it, but it looks cool. Persona 3. Sonic Superstars. Like a Dragon Gaiden. Like a Dragon 8. See ya.